Hello, YouTube. Marco Polo, back to you with Garage Talk. A significant portion of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. While specific numbers may vary depending on the survey, a common estimate is that around 77% to 78% of American workers are struggling to make ends meet each month. This means they often have little to no emergency savings and may not be able to cover expenses if they miss a paycheck. I believe this number is even higher for millennials. Millennials are categorized as being born between 1981 and 1996. So that would put your age from 29 to 44 years old. You'd be a millennial. Living paycheck to paycheck in that category is such a higher percentage than anybody else. It's alarming. It's just alarming. If you just think back to the inflation that we've gone through in the last few years, past the flu, the high prices and the elevated expenses that it takes to make it on a day-to-day basis, just for the basic essentials, for people just to survive, is probably close to doubled. It's probably close to double, really. You would freak out. We're like the boiling frog. You know, you put the frog in the frying pan or with the water, and you just slowly turn up that temperature until the frog doesn't even know that it's cooking and it's too late already. We're cooking. We are definitely cooking. Now, millennials will probably most likely be the ones who have the children, families. This is the time when you're building a family, raising your kids. The costs and the responsibilities go beyond just yourself. So I do understand how it would be higher of a percentage within the millennial community living paycheck to paycheck. Plus, you haven't had the time to build up your life, basically, your savings. And they're not the only ones actually who have to deal with such high prices and inflation. We've already dealt with it, and a lot of people are saying, oh, inflation's done. It's going down. Really? The rate of inflation may be going down. It may be less, but inflation itself has gone nowhere. Those prices that we used to have, we don't have them anymore, and they are not coming back. Inflation went up. Those prices stayed there. They're not going up as fast, yet they are still rising. Make no mistake. It's getting more costly. It's getting harder out here. And you need to be aware of the situation and not turning yourself or turning a blind eye to what's actually going on around you. Reality, if you're not paying attention, will turn around and smack you and knock you out of your position. Don't let that happen. Be preemptive, proactive, be prepared for all situations, because believe me, things will come. Emergencies come. And if we're not ready, emergency savings, geez, nobody's got that when you're living paycheck to paycheck. If we're not ready for those emergencies, the things that come up in life, God help us. And I can say, you know, I've been trying my best to be prepared for things, but even me, I'm not aware, you know. That's why it's called an emergency or a surprise, because, you know, you're not ready for that or any situation like that. And it just comes upon you, stumbles into your life. Well, just the day-to-day grind, you know, trying to make it. The people are not really able to save anything. Living paycheck to paycheck means you spend basically 100% of everything that comes into your door goes out the door. And you are floating yourself until the next month, next paycheck, living on credit, buy now, pay later. It's the new thing. And it's really catching up to folks, especially if you fall behind in that, you know, that hamster wheel, trying to make it every month. It's so stressful. You'll lose sleep behind it. You lose sleep, you lose performance in your daytime. You lose performance, you slack off. You can end up losing out on extra money You could lose out on your job. Uh, Stress affects children as well. They can suffer. If they suffer at home, they suffer in school. They suffer in focus. They lack attention. You have no extra money, no extra help, and a lot of people these days don't. In 2025, dual income families are becoming the norm due to increasing financial pressures and a changing economic landscape. Two incomes often become crucial for families to meet living expenses, save for retirement, and cover other financial obligations. But what happens when two incomes isn't enough to make it? What do you do? I mean, really, what do you do? I'm hearing it more and more. I was at the gym yesterday, and I heard a fella, he was speaking to me and another guy. He says he used to get by with him and his wife and his kids, spending about $200, maybe $300 just on groceries every week. And he said now it's hitting him harder than ever, $500. And that's not, including his bills. The bills have all gone up too. He's just shaking his head. He was well put together fella. He's wearing brand new Nikes and nice clothes. And we're also in a nice gym. So obviously he's got his ducks in a row, but even this is affecting him in a bad way. I didn't ask him, does his wife work? But chances are she does. Chances are she does. It's the new norm in the United States. And these problems are just not US centric based. These problems, inflation, cost of living, it's sort of a disaster that's sweeping the world. It's all around. They've been dealing with it for quite a while, I think longer than we have in the US here. Well, okay, we could talk about, the problems all day long, but we also need to address the solutions to surviving inflation in 2025. Prioritize repayment of debts. Interests tend to rise during inflation. When this happens, high carrying interest debt, such as credit card balances, can become significantly more expensive. These banks are making out like bandits on us right now. These credit card rates are astronomical. It's ridiculous how much they're charging. So if you carry a balance on your credit card, the best thing you can do is pay it off as quick as possible. As quick as possible. That high interest debt will eat you alive. You pay the minimum, you'll be paying that minimum for years. And if you need to use that card more, you're still paying the minimum. You're just stacking debt on debt. It's like shit on shit, It's horrible. So you need to knock that out. If you can get debt free, that is a solution to help you during these difficult times that we're all facing. I had a video a couple videos ago about 10%, saving 10% of your income, regardless of what you make or what the situation is, just taking that 10% and paying yourself first. That right there, my friend, is a solution in life. For the good times and for the bad times, you got that 10%. If you can do more, do more. And that'll help carry you through. You see, money is a tool, and that tool is also a security blanket. It will help you and bail you out in some of the toughest situations that you'll ever face in your life. And they won't be a problem as long as you got the ammunition that you need to fire them problems out, blow them away. Money solves problems. That's what it does. So we have a problem of getting, holding, and obtaining money in an environment where it seems like our government is working against us and everyone around is just on a grab for everything. Well, the money that comes in flying right back out the door, that 78% of people living paycheck to paycheck, they've got to make a change. Got to track your expenses, cut them. Cut it to the bone if necessary. If you're already cut to the bone and living just a frugal lifestyle, do more. Live like a college student, eat noodles, rice and beans, like what Dave Ramsey says, rice and beans and rice. Live like nobody else today so you can live like nobody else tomorrow. Well, that all, it's true. It's true in many ways. And it works at different levels. I agree with Dave Ramsey on so many things, but also when you reach different levels, it changes. I can address that later. But what I'm getting at here is paycheck to paycheck. This is the US way. It's the norm. And we are caught in a rut here as a group, as a whole, as a community. We are caught in a rut. I was just speaking with my wife about how when I was younger, you could have a job at a tire shop. You could change oil for a living, but you could still afford maybe a small house or an apartment in the hood if necessary. And you could put groceries in the kitchen and you could survive on a salary that was quite smaller. Now, it wasn't a good life necessarily. Family and love, that's a great measure of life. And many people are happy with less. But providing for your family is ultimately, something that you want to do to make sure that their lives carry on in a positive way too, so that they don't fall into the traps of poverty. Poverty is like a disease and you don't want to catch it. And if it's coming after you, you need to shake that stuff. You need some more of that vitamin C. That vitamin C is that currency. That'll be that vitamin C. Anyways, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and have a great day. This is Marco Polo, over and out.